Firstly, we're going to Laguna Seca, and I did some GT3 racing. Early on, I was up near the front, fighting some cars and having some good battles. You always have to be careful though, you never know when they're going to make a mistake and you have to dodge them. And sometimes you're just unlucky. Third place then made a mistake. I was looking good for a podium, and then I threw it all away. I decided to change tack and go to single seaters at the Nürburgring in Formula Lights in the rain, where just little touches mean you go in the wall. Things were getting a little spicy up front, and unfortunately it would lead to this. Trying to recover, I then made a mistake and got finished off. Alright, let's go to Spa in F4. Maybe that would be better. Again, the rain though, which means big crashes. First and second had a bit of a coming together here, which let us catch up. And first spun all on his own. It was a four-way fight for the lead. It's easy to mess up your braking zone in the wet, and here we all did it. And those white lines and curves, they're nasty. Suddenly, I was going to be in the lead. Except, I lost momentum, so I was still back in second. But then, first place spun. And I had the lead. Could I actually win a race? No. Instead, I decided to crash. So I went back to the Laguna Seca. This time F4 racing. And trying to avoid all the chaos that was happening at the start. When cars spin in front, everyone checks up, and I got a little bit of damage here from this. But then, I thought we were team full send, not telling other cars to full send me. And I had to pit. So I went back to Spa, back to the rain, hoping things would get better. Except they weren't. Another race, another pit stop. But at least someone mimicked my crash from earlier. That made me feel a little bit better. So we tried again, and for some reason there was no rain. And I got to have a few good battles. We're pushing up now into 4th place as we took another guy. And then 2nd place, made a mistake. We're on for a podium. And this time I didn't mess it up. Now GT4's at Spa. And this was a humongous accident. 4 cars just kept joining in. It looked like so much fun. And this yellow car decided that I might like to join. And I almost did. Hold on. Whoa, close. Meanwhile, cars were still going around everywhere else too. And I was just trying to pick my way through the pieces. But there was actually some passing, honest. And this is a very dangerous place to lose your back end. But I managed to keep out of trouble and take 11th. I'll take that. Feeling like Spa was being nice to me, I went on to GT3 racing there. Qualified second, had the lead early, but Kevin and I switched it back and forth for a bit. Some good, clean, fast racing. And somehow everyone missed this car. And there was only going to be one outcome there. I was still chasing down for the lead. Meanwhile, 4th and 5th were getting a little bit feisty. And to no one's surprise, this is what happened. But I didn't mind. Up ahead, a nice P2 finish. Jumping back to Formula Lights now at the Hockenheimring. I didn't have much pace for a track I know really well. It was a little frustrating. And this innocent little contact started a chain reaction, which seemed to attract every other car in existence. While I was focusing on keeping it clean, others were taking each other out, and this let me finish 11th. I had even more time for racing, thanks Christmas. Wasn't Christmas for that car though. And I was trying to avoid that car, lost the back end, lost my front end, and I had to pit. Meanwhile, these two decided to go off together in a big way. So I went to Oran Park in F4s, a track I know quite well.
The final corner was a tricky one, as you can see here by these numerous examples.
Meanwhile, I did a late move and paid for it. I had the run, but locked the brakes, put me a bit wider, and back down the field. My race was just about recovery then, as incidents like this helped me get up. So I gave one more try, qualifying right near the front, and taking the lead into turn 1. Unfortunately, on lap 2 I ran out of talent. Lost a couple spots. Then the leaders got into a bit of a tiff, and all chaos broke out. I had to pick my way through. I ended up getting contacted twice here, once there, and once just there. For a split second I did think my race was over here. But now it's P2. And I had a great battle here with Sean. We started finding traffic and started to go 3 wide. But I bailed out of it this time again.
Eventually though, P1 made a little mistake after I got a little tap from P3 there, and I took the lead. And then Sean decided to stop. Not sure why. But this seemed to put off the other person who was battling for the lead. They ran wide. And then all I had to do was avoid the carnage of back markers spinning in front of me. And I managed to take my first win of the season and my second in single seaters ever.